Hey guys, we're back in the lab. It's two-time Super Bowl fantasy football champion Clint. Here with my boy Ian.
What's up, fam? How we doing today? Let's go. Episode 2. We're so excited to be back. I just want to say off rip, guys, thank you so much for the support. This has already been one of the greatest experiences of both Clint and I's lives. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And seriously, drop a like, get in the comments. Friendly debates. It's all love. It's all respect. Thank you guys so much for everything so far.
320 views. Thank you for all the love and all the support. This episode, we're bringing even more. It's going to be another episode of Who's Him. We got Ja'Marr Chase versus Justin Jefferson.
And this is going to be an absolute banger. They played together at LSU. They won a national championship together. They've both had stellar NFL careers up to this point. Arguably the best two receivers in the league already. Man, being up 1-0, Clint, man, I'm coming for the throne this week, buddy.
Hey, I feel you, bro. This will be a good one, man. So I'm going to start off with first that they're on the same team at LSU with Mr. Joey Burrow.
Joe Cool.
But when we talk about him, that wide receiver, we're talking about the guy who dominates no matter the situation, and that's Justin Jefferson. Different quarterbacks, constant double teams, it doesn't matter. He still produces at a historic level. Ja'Marr Chase is explosive, no doubt, but Jefferson is the most complete receiver in football. Route running, consistency, big plays, he checks every box. That's why Justin Jefferson is him. Chase might be a highlight reel, but Jefferson is the full movie.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think Ja'Marr Chase is the definition of him. We're going to go back and forth on all these stats, and this is going to be such a banger. I love watching Justin Jefferson play. It is any given play, just housing it. Like, he's taking it all the way to the end zone. Same with Ja'Marr Chase, though. He's shined all 5 seasons.
All right, man, we're going to get into college. I didn't do a lot on college, but I got a little bit for you.
All right, hit.
2018, he kind of comes onto the scene. 54 catches, 875, 6 touchdowns. Solid numbers. 2019, he erupts. 111 catches, were tied for the most in the nation. He had 1,540 yards and 18 touchdowns. He was second in the country that year in touchdown. Those are Michael Crabtree numbers. What you got about Chase?
Honestly, my biggest thing for Ja'Marr Chase is easily that national championship game. He absolutely annihilated on the field. 2019 Natty had 9 receptions, 221 yards, and 2 tugs. Just a flawless performance from Ja'Marr Chase. I would say outshine Justin Jefferson, but an argument can easily be made that he couldn't do that without the defense being so worried about Justin Jefferson as well. And I think the game before that, when Justin Jefferson went off, I think the exact same argument can be made. Justin Jefferson couldn't have been as open as he was all game without the defense being so concerned about Ja'Marr Chase.
Solid argument, man. But let's just get into Jefferson. He didn't just start hot. He had one of the greatest starts in NFL history. Most receiving yards in a player's first 4 seasons in NFL history. He broke the rookie receiving record in 2020. He was consistently around 1,500 yards a season. That's insane numbers when you really think about it. Some players' best career years won't even come close to what he achieved. And I would say the third best Viking receiver of all time behind Randy Moss and Chris Carter. Very elite company, in my opinion. Moss is the number 1 Viking receiver of all time, no debate. I also want to give a shout out to Adam Thielen, a super underrated receiver with 50 career receiving touchdowns. I believe he was on the Steelers last year. Super underrated player. He was a free agent and was drafted at Minnesota State University, a D2 college.
I forgot about Adam Thielen, man. What a dog.
So fun to watch, man. And so his best season ever with the Vikings, Jefferson went out for 128 catches, 1,809 yards, 8 touchdowns. He led the NFL in receiving yards. That's not just good. That's Hall of Fame numbers.
Easily. Now, I will say, as far as the rookie records go, I have to give the nod to Ja'Marr Chase. I know he came out the year earlier, so I know Justin Jefferson broke his yards record. But Ja'Marr Chase's rookie season, absolutely disgusting. He set rookie records up and down the field. He had the most receiving yards in a game with 266
Torched
yards.
The Chiefs, I believe.
I
watched that game live.
And then also set for the most receiving yards in a season with 1,429. Of course, Jefferson broke it the very next year. But, he still set it.
Numbers,
he
bro.
still set the record. And then he also set the record for the most 200-yard games in a rookie season with 2. Not 1, but 2. And he had the second most receiving touchdowns of 13 by any wide receiver in NFL history, second most behind the all-time greatest receiver, Jerry Rice. And to be second to Jerry Rice, there's not only no shame in that, I would say it's almost like you love to say video game numbers. Jerry Rice was a walking video game. He just so to be second behind Jerry Rice, he's first against any human being. Like, Jerry Rice is a god.
Hey, that's a fair point, Ian. But once again, I know I kind of did this with Evans. Dude, look at the quarterback play of Minnesota. It wasn't exactly elite. Let me name off some names for you. First of all, I got Kirk O'Chains. Love him to death.
Hey, Falcons fan for life, man.
Cole's
Kirk
Cash,
O'Chains.
baby. Cole's Cash is what I call him.
He's all Cole's Cash, bro.
You got
that
Nick
Cole
Mullins, who I think maybe played a little bit for the Niners. Josh Dobbs, he's a very underrated runner, but definitely
he's
not.
An astronaut.
He's an average quarterback at best. And then let me get to Jaron Hall.
Yeah.
and JJ McCarthy, I know you're a Michigan guy, but it hasn't worked out.
It hasn't yet. I believe in my boy McCarthy.
I dig the confidence. I think he was on a loaded Michigan team, and he's starting to get a little bit.
Donovan Edwards, Blake Corum, he was on a loaded squad. I think JJ McCarthy is one of those guys who just, if you get him in the right position, he's going to do everything he can to win the game. But as far as being the quarterback for a wide receiver of Justin Jefferson's caliber, I will concede that point.
We will see, but that's why I think he's him, man. No matter who throws in the ball, he still dominates. I don't know if half these guys are even in the league anymore, and if they are, they're backups or third string.
I do want to point out, as far as backup journeyman quarterbacks go, Ja'Marr Chase has played 15 games with Jake Browning. His numbers within those 15 games with Jake Browning, he had 88 receptions for 976 yards and 7 touchdowns, which on a 17-game pace puts him at 100 receptions, 1,100 yards, and 8 touchdowns. So the other 2 games, I believe, were with Joe Flacco. However, it's
Super Bowl winner, man.
Hey,
you got
Super Bowl. You
I know
can't
that
take the
defense
ring
was
from
nasty,
him.
but
You can't
so did
take the
Trent
ring
Dilfer.
from him.
They're always going to be a Super Bowl champion.
Hey, Joe Flacco also playing for every AFC North team except the Steelers. He's a journeyman, but a divisional journeyman, so I have more respect for that.
I would make an argument. He's also just such a likable quarterback. There's just some guys you just root for him wherever they go. He's one of those guys. This is where it's tough, Ian. I took Ja'Marr with pick number 1 in fantasy football this year, and he got me my second ring. What's up? But I just still think Jefferson's better. So Ja'Marr Chase has Heisman-winning quarterback, his college teammate. When you have Burrow, I would say Burrow, when he's healthy, is a top 5 quarterback every year. He is an absolute animal and a very underrated runner. I would go back to, if you remember this, one game, it was against the Giants. Dude broke a 78-yard run. I would say Ja'Marr is the best route runner in football, and it's not even close. I would give a very close second to Amon St. Brown, the sun god, very underrated player for the Lions. What you got?
I would tend to agree with that. Amon-Ra St. Brown, oh my gosh. Watching him play, I'm like, is he mad at the ground? Like, whenever he runs? Like, he's just punishing people out there. And to listen to him talk about, his Madden ratings and just some stuff that would, other people would let it slide. I swear he just tattoos it on the inside of his eyelids so he sees that whenever he goes to bed every night. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown is a different level of animal competitive. But I will say, as far as Justin Jefferson is concerned, a decent portion of his career was under Kirk Cousins, and I know he's not the most established playoff quarterback.
He's not elite, but he's solid.
He's one of the best regular season compilers of all time.
And let me put this in, Ian. He has the best sports agent of all time. When you're making more money than 7-time Super Bowl champion Tom Brady, you can talk, bro.
Oh, he swindled my Falcons for sure, man.
Dude makes money.
Kirk Cousins has some incredible numbers. Off the top of my head, I don't remember if he's gone for 5,000 yards in a season, but he's consistently 4,000, 4,500. He's consistently in that margin. So for Justin Jefferson to start his career with Kirk Cousins, he's not Joe Burrow. Justin Jefferson's numbers do make a lot of sense when you're that caliber. I think Kirk Cousins put him in a great position to showcase what he's capable of, and Justin Jefferson absolutely made that case for himself. Again, one of the top 2 receivers in football, but let me hit you with the most impressive part about Ja'Marr Chase. His 2024 Triple Crown season, only the 5th receiver to ever achieve this. He had, in 2024, every single one of these led the league, 127 receptions, 1,708 yards,
Jeez.
and 17 touchdowns. All three
Basically
of
a touchdown every game.
at least. He had multiple touchdowns a couple games.
Jeez,
but
man.
all of those stats rank in the top 15 all time for wide receivers. He also led the league. We could make an argument for a quadruple crown. He also led the league in yards after catch. He was yakking them up in 2024. Averaged over 100 yards per game. Get this, 4 drops for the season. He not only doesn't give it up, he never missed. Like, you throw the ball to him, he's going to catch it. The 2024 season, I think, is what really sets Ja'Marr Chase apart.
Well, facts, man. I mean, dude, I would not deny year in and year out Ja'Marr Chase is a top 5, top 3 receiver every year. But here's the thing about Jefferson that just impresses me. Jefferson can win inside, win outside, win deep, win on contested catches. Remember the Bill game?
I do.
He's basically unguardable at every position in that field. Another argument I would make about your boy Chase, he's got T. Higgins, and don't forget about Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd was a very underrated player. I think he came out of Pittsburgh, but Boyd was an underrated player, man. I mean, the Bengals have had some weapons at receiver that definitely helped Ja'Marr, where Jefferson's probably getting double-teamed a lot more and having to be receiver wanted on every defensive coordinator's game plan.
And I would argue that, however, with T. Higgins being the man that he is, being an absolute animal on the field, he can take targets, receptions, yards, everything away any given game, and defenses still can't stop Ja'Marr Chase specifically. So having a wide receiver, too, of that caliber, and him still putting up the numbers that he does consistently year in and year out, I think is a testament to how great Ja'Marr Chase is. Another thing, just to continue on this game, Ja'Marr Chase only trails Jerry Rice in 13 career games with multiple touchdowns. That is second all-time for receivers. He's the 10th receiver in history to have 3 games over 175 yards in a single season. It took him 35 games to 3,000 yards. Now, shout out to Justin Jefferson. He did it in 33. But Ja'Marr Chase did it in 35. He also made the Super Bowl as a rookie. Ja'Marr Chase was the fastest receiver to 5,000 yards in NFL history.
And what I will give you on that, Ian, is Joe Burrow, I think, led the league in sacks that year and still got there.
Thank you.
And I will give you this, bro, because this is a fun debate, because I love Ja'Marr, too. It's really 50-50.
Oh, it's all love for Jet, bro.
Dude, if it wasn't for Aaron Donald, I believe, sacking him on the final play of the game, Ja'Marr was wide open. They would have won that game. I would have nothing but respect for Ja'Marr.
They had a legitimate shot. And I think Aaron Donald blowing the play up was the key factor.
Another Pittsburgh guy, bro. Pittsburgh's putting out NFL players left and right.
And
Shady,
a lot of them go.
LaShawn McCoy.
Yes, and a lot of them go whenever they get drafted. It's under the radar.
100%.
And oh my gosh, I forgot Larry Fitzgerald came out of there.
Pittsburgh's had a lot of players, bro. A lot.
100%. But since being drafted, Ja'Marr Chase has led the league in 40-yard catches with 15, 50-yard catches with 11, and 60-yard catches with 10. Since he came in the league, he is top 1 or 2 in every statistical receiving category. Unfortunately, the ones that he's not leading would go to Jefferson.
Dude, like I said, this is going to be fun. Guys, please comment. We can't decide, but I'm going to give you another reason why Jefferson is him, in my opinion.
Let's hear it.
He changed the culture of the league, man. You heard of the gritty. You see Mac Jones trying to do it. Jasetsky trying to do it.
Trying being the operative word.
But his gritty celebration spread across the NFL like wildfire. When your celebration becomes global, it means you're the face of the position. He's so likable. He sells a ton of jerseys year in and year out. Without even average quarterback play, I would say he's still a top 8 or 10 receiver on any team with bad quarterback play.
Yes.
On a bad year where he's being double teamed and triple teamed.
Yes.
Jefferson's more complete. I think this is what I would say. Chase is more of a flamethrower, while Jefferson's the full arsenal.
I would push back slightly. I think Ja'Marr Chase is being undercut in that example only because he has more in his bag than people give him credit for. And I think that that's a product of having Joe Burrow behind center all the time. I think that it's a little easier to point to Joe Burrow and say, well, you have a great quarterback. But if you're not a great receiver, you're not putting up these numbers. The prime example would be Jerry Rice having Joe Montana and being able to put up the numbers that he did. He wouldn't have been able to do it without Joe Montana, but Joe Montana gave him the best opportunity.
4-0 in Super Bowls, man.
100%.
I'm
Give him his respect.
I'm not a Niners fan, but I respect the Niners.
I'm telling all the Cowboys fans that you're cheering. I'm telling them all.
I'm like, everyone says I'm the nicest Dallas fan. I respect.
You're a
good teams.
realist.
I'm a realist.
You're a
bro.
realist.
I'm not
I
saying
respect
I'm
it.
not saying it's our year next year, man. We're just gonna take it 1 year at a time.
I will say, though, with Jamar Chase, 5-time Pro Bowler, 5 seasons in the league, two-time first-team All-Pro, 1 Offensive Rookie of the Year. Shout out to Mac Jones, because if it wasn't for Jamar Chase, Mac Jones would have won Rookie of the Year. I will say Jamar Chase, only receiver in history to have 80 catches or more, 1,000 yards or more, and 7 touchdowns or more in all 5 of his first 5 seasons. I think that Jamar Chase's argument for being him this week and all time is the consistency with which he played. One final point, he has played for 5 seasons, multiple playoff runs, only missed 7 games.
And a Super Bowl. I got to give you that. Jefferson doesn't have that Super Bowl in his resume. Even getting there, I know you didn't win it, but getting there is such an accomplishment.
And like you said, being the open receiver on the last play of the game, if Aaron Donald doesn't exist, Jamar
Bengals
Chase
win
has a
that
ring.
game. They have a shot. They have a very good shot. Here's what I would say, man. It's a really tough thing. I went back and forth on this one. I really can't decide. Like, they both have great arguments, but I would say Jamar Chase is elite, but Justin Jefferson is quarterback proof, historically productive, and the best route runner in football. That's why Jefferson is him. Although I have so much respect for Chase, he did play for a Super Bowl. I can't not give it to Jefferson, bro. It's close, but it's really not up to us. It's up to you guys.
It's
100% what do you think?
Up to the fans, up to you guys. Let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think. And start dropping names, too. We want to know who you guys want to hear for the next time. We have an idea for how we're going to pick these guys going forward. We're not going to reveal them yet. We do have a webcam on order. We went to Walmart, Target, all these places around town.
We tried, guys.
We tried. We heard
will
you
have
guys.
it officially next time that we can see
have
our beautiful faces.
Yeah, and we appreciate the love and support again.
Much love, guys.
For this week, you're just going to have to take our word for it. But going forward, please just let us know. Comments, text us, tweet us, whatever. Let us know what you think, who you want to hear us go back and forth with, because I know it's only 2 so far, but I love this.
We are having a blast.
We're having a blast.
This is so fun.
And
man.
It's no hate on either one of these guys. They're both all-time talents.
We wanted to bring the heat for episode 2, and I think we did.
And it's only going to increase in intensity, research, everything going forward. So, guys, again, appreciate the love and support, but let us know what you think. Let us know who you want to hear. An announcement for next week. Who's him? Clint, who you got?
It's so funny I've been talking about Pittsburgh. I got the one and only Aaron Donald, a Super Bowl champion.
A freak among freaks. And these are all freak athletes.
Well, Ian, who am I going against? Who you got?
You got probably the toughest possible matchup for Aaron Donald.
Bring it, man.
Another defensive stud, part of some of the greatest defenses of all time, Ed Reed.
Jeez.
Arguably the greatest safety of all time. And shout out to Kyle Hamilton. He's
like a chess piece. He's a chess piece. You put
really
him anywhere,
is.
he can figure it out. I think he played at Notre Dame. I would say I don't know a lot about Notre Dame football, but they put up a lot of players. I think he might be the best defensive player to ever go into the NFL, unless we go back years. I mean,
out of Notre Dame,
he's had a great start to his career. It's incredible.
I would tend to agree, my man.
1 year in fantasy football, I picked him as the IDP, and dude was getting me like 25 points a game at IDP.
I believe it. But yeah, Ed Reed, arguably, I would say the best safety of all time, top 10 player in history. No disrespect to Aaron Donald, though. What an absolute savage.
But all right, Ian, last week you hit me with the Oklahoma State. Keep 3, cut 5. I'm hitting you with the Michigan Wolverines this year.
Let's go.
You ready, bro?
I'm so ready. I'm so ready for
Number
this.
1 is going to be Desmond Howard. You keeping her cut?
Oh, my gosh. I forgot about Desmond Howard, man. I'm going to have to go on a cut with this one, only because I understand what a dog he was. I mean, but I think there's going to be some better names on this list. And because of that, I'm going to have the most respectful cut.
Hey, I understand, and I hope I'm not taking the spotlight, but I followed him a little bit just because I watched a lot of Ohio State and Michigan games, and
Yes,
it's just a heck of a rivalry.
Best rivalry.
I know he won the Heisman, which is unheard of. I think he was a punt returner, kick returner, and receiver.
He was.
I don't think he had incredible numbers as a receiver, but he was a freak of nature on punt returns. You remember like Tyreek Hill with the punt return against OU, don't kick him the ball. Like, he was a weapon. He was a problem. Hey, a very respectful cut. Let's get to number 2, Tom Brady. And I want you to think about his Michigan. Don't think about NFL.
I know. And because of that, I have to cut him. But
all love here. All love here. Man. He
love.
wasn't elite in college. He was solid.
Now I regret cutting Desmond Howard.
He was solid. It's all good. I got a good list for you, man.
No, I trust you. It's just it's hard to justify cutting the GOAT. Like,
number 3.
Yeah.
Jabril Peppers.
This is the easiest keep so far. No disrespect to Desmond Howard. Yes, I have to keep Jabril Peppers. He was an absolute savage. I loved watching him play. I was definitely younger, but I watched him play almost every Saturday with my dad. Like, he jumped off the screen consistently.
I agreed. And I think he went to the Browns in the NFL, and unfortunately, a lot of things don't go well when you go to the Browns.
No, he did not get the proper opportunities. Keep it.
Number 4, Jalen Rose. The Fab Five. I got a good list, man.
Yeah, he made, 2 national title games back
with
to
Weber,
back.
Juwan Howard, and then there was another guy on that team. Was it Jimmy King, or there was another guy that does not get the credit he deserves on the Fab Five?
He's the odd man out.
Yeah, I
on
wish
the
I knew his
Fab Five.
name.
For his career at Michigan, I have to keep Jalen Rose.
Hey, that's solid.
I absolutely have to keep him. He was a stud. He was fun to watch. He brought the attitude to the team. And again, 2 national championship games. I know they didn't win, the ghost timeout, everything. But, I have to keep Jalen Rose.
Hey, very respectful keep, man. We're going to go with Braylon Edwards next.
Braylon Edwards.
I brought it this week, man.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I got to be honest. I'm really, really, really regretting not keeping Desmond Howard. This is going to be another respectful cut. Because I cut Desmond Howard, I can't justify keeping. I just can't. This is a respectful cut.
Hey, no worries at all. I got the best nickname ever, I think, in Michigan history. Denard Shoestring Robinson. Facts, guys. He never tied his shoes before games and didn't trip on them. And he wasn't an elite quarterback at Michigan, but, man, he was fun to watch. And he had some really great games running the ball.
He had some incredible games. I had a roommate in college whose friend played on the offensive line on those Michigan teams.
You keeping him or cutting him?
This is another.
Only 2 more.
Yeah, this is another respectful cut, man.
Hey, much love. I think he was kind of a solid player, not elite, but not terrible.
He was the okayest quarterback I've ever seen as far as a college quarterback goes. The thing is, I can't get the South Carolina bowl game out of my head. Shout out to Jadeveon Clowney. Absolutely ruined that game. Now, he got drafted off of that singular helmet-busting tackle that he made where he went completely unblocked. But I can't get that image out of my brain, and because of that, the most respectful cut to Denard Robinson.
Hey, much love here, man. Let's go with Tyrone
Tie your
Wheatley
shoes,
next.
man. Tie your shoes.
That was his style, man. Let's go with Tyrone Wheatley.
Ooh-wee. I'm not as familiar with his game as I would like to be.
I appreciate the honesty. I had to look into it. He was a running back during, I believe, the 80s or 90s.
He was.
He at one point had
name.
a lot of records at Michigan.
Yes.
I don't know how his game progressed to NFL, but he was pretty elite.
As far as his Michigan career, I know it was stellar. But again, this is, oh my gosh, I'm going to be kicking myself for this for weeks. Cutting Desmond Howard.
I was shocked with that one. I'm not going to lie. Heisman winner.
I should have kept him. But the thing is, there was a bunch of names in my brain, and I was like, I'm holding out for one name in particular, so I'm going to have to respectfully cut and gamble on this. I'm really hoping that the next person that you say is who I'm thinking.
All right, bro. We're going to go with Blake Corum.
Oh, no. I have to keep him because of the name of the game. I thought you were going to say Charles Woodson.
No, man.
That's the reason
I just kind of went random with this list.
No, I get it. That's the name I was holding out for, and that's why I cut Desmond Howard, because I was like, Charles Woodson was better, so I got, you know.
There is no wrong or right. But
hey,
that was a fun
we don't
segment.
make excuses here. This is on me. I should have kept Desmond. I didn't. I gambled and I lost. Any gamblers out there, y'all know. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. I got to keep Blake Corum for the sake of the game, but respectfully, I was holding out for a name that didn't appear. And, hey, learn from my mistake. Blake Corum was an absolute animal on that championship team.
He was very underrated, I think.
Him and Donovan Edwards were an excellent 1-2 combo. I mean...
And what a better team to go to than Rams with Sean McVay.
He's in one of the best possible positions. And shout out to Jim Harbaugh for helping him and JJ get drafted. Just talking him up in the media. I saw all the news clippings. I saw all the quotes. So I'm not mad at my list. I would make a substitution. I'm not going to say who. But with Desmond Howard, normally, looking back, I would make that substitution. But, hey.
Live and learn, my guy. Live and learn.
And Wolverines for life, my boy. We're coming back.
Pistols are still firing over here, theoretically.
Hey, in theory. Yes, sir.
All right, Ian, you ready to get into old school cool?
Yes, sir. Let's hit it.
Okay, man. So you're going to be rocking with Jerry West. Jerry West wasn't all-time great, but when you talk about clutch shooting, a playoff villain, and changing how the game is played from deep, Reggie Miller was old school cool.
Hey, man, much respect to Reggie Miller. I loved his rivalry with Spike Lee. With the choke signal on the court side, everything. I mean, I have to say, though, Jerry West, the logo, nicknamed the logo, and Mr. Clutch. Jerry West went to 9 NBA Finals, my man. If it wasn't for Bill Russell's Celtics, Jerry West would be in the GOAT conversation. That's my hot take. I will die on that hill.
I mean, West was a better all-around player. He did score more, he defended more, and had a more complete game. But it's not about who filled the stat sheet. It's about who owned the biggest moments. And when you got the strangle against Spike Lee, you're iconic. Now, he doesn't have the rings like your boy West, but I would say Reggie Miller is often forgotten about in basketball lore for all. He basically invented the three-pointer, in my opinion. He was one of the first people that really was a sniper from deep.
I would push back on that with Jerry West. He played pre-3-point era, so he didn't have the benefit of the three-point line. I promise you guys, and I don't mean to be a highlight reel guy, but go check out Jerry West highlight reel on YouTube sometime. He was hitting half-court shots, deep threes. He was the original.
So he was Curry before Curry.
He was Curry before Curry, Miller
wild.
before Miller, Clay before Clay. Every great three-point shooter, every great shooter of all time, Jerry West was the original. He could shoot from anywhere on the basketball court, wicked quick, had quick hands, probably would have led all-time NBA in steals had those been a counting stat. Jerry West is a total, I don't want to say a victim of this, but his overall, how people remember him and his overall legacy was hindered by them not counting steals and not having a three-point line. And the game was still developing. But in that same vein, I would argue Jerry West pushed the game forward. And Reggie Miller absolutely did because he came around post three-point era. They both pushed the game forward in their own right. I would say Jerry West really reinvigorated the league and really sparked a new level of interest, intrigue, his competitiveness, his drive to win, the year in, year out motivation. I mean, he played for 14 years, made the All-Star team every single year. Like, he just, Jerry West, I think, defines what we're shooting for in this old school cool segment.
No, when you told me you're picking West, I was like, I got to bring it. Now, Miller doesn't have the rings, but let me tell you something that really impressed me about Miller. He built his reputation of destroying teams in big moments, especially the New York Knicks. The legendary example for me is the 8 points and 9-second game during the 1995 NBA playoffs. He hit a quick three, stole the inbound, hit another three, and then sealed it with free throws. That moment alone made him one of the most feared closers in NBA history.
That's very Tracy McGrady-esque.
Oh, T-Mac, my favorite player of all time, Mount Zion High School, bro.
Yes, sir.
Didn't play college ball.
What did T-Mac do? 11 points in 33 seconds?
I think it was 11 and 33, which is still probably the most insane
game winner
record
over
all
the
time.
Spurs. I mean,
and he had Yao on that team, and the Rockets were fun to watch.
Oh,
they really
gosh.
were. I wish he would have got a ring. I thought he was going to get one with the Spurs for a little bit.
Hey, I saw T-Mac play back whenever the New Orleans Hornets were playing in Oklahoma City during Hurricane Katrina. I went to the Houston Rockets New Orleans Hornets game in Oklahoma City, And I remember watching T-Mac and just being in awe of his raw athleticism, his shooting ability, his handle, his game. It was crazy. But back to Jerry West, I have to say, in the 9 finals, Jerry West only won one of these. He went to Game 7 a couple different times.
Wow.
He's also the only player in NBA history to win Finals MVP in a losing effort.
Has that ever happened before? Never, you said?
Never before.
Wow, I didn't know that
never
was even a
since.
stat, dude. That's crazy.
Never since. In 1969, in the finals, Jerry West averaged 38, 5, and 7 and won Finals MVP, losing to, I believe it was Bill Russell's Celtics, down to the wire. He lost, in all of his finals losses combined, he lost by 10 points.
MVP numbers, man. Here's my argument, okay? Before the three-point era exploded, Miller was already a deep shooting assassin. By the time he retired, he was the all-time leader in three-pointers made until Ray Allen later broke the record. He helped pave the way for modern shooters like Stephen Curry, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant. He showed that elite perimeter shooting could carry an offense. He was actually a playoff killer. He got better in the playoffs. He consistently carried the Pacers deep into the postseason and took them to the 2000 NBA Finals. His playoff moments are legendary. He hit game winners, had huge fourth quarters, and he was talking trash while doing it. He loved the biggest stage. His best games were the games you needed most. Imagine Aroldis Chapman closing intensity, but in basketball, not baseball. He had the villain factor. Part of why Miller is him is his swagger. He talked trash, backed it up, and thrived in hostile arenas. The famous choke sign moment towards Spike Lee at Madison Square Garden made him one of the greatest villains in sports history. Absolutely cold-blooded. And another cool thing about it, I respect loyalty. I don't know about you, Ian, but I think that's dope. One franchise, one identity. He spent his entire career with the Pacers and made them contenders in an era dominated by legends like Michael Jordan and the Bulls.
I will say in that same vein, and respect to Reggie Miller for staying with the Pacers, but Jerry fills that pocket as well. He stayed with the Lakers his entire career. He's considered one of the greatest Lakers of all time. I would argue outside of Kobe, he is the greatest Laker of all time. However, in the playoffs, so you mentioned stepping your game.
Can I step in for 1 second, dude? So Kobe, right? 81 points. Bam just dropped 83 last night, and Ian and I had to talk about it because we talked about Evans on the first podcast, and he got traded to Niners with McCaffrey, and then now the guy that you talked about heard you and dropped 83. Mad respect to Bam last night. I know he shot a lot of free throws, but 83 points is no small feat. I had to get that out there.
I'm gonna double down on this too. I have to say, I said last week that Jalen Duren was better than Bam Adebayo. I'm doubling down on that. I believe Jalen Duren at this moment is still a better player than Bam Adebayo. However, I will not take away an 83-point outing.
Gosh.
That is insanity.
As soon as I saw it, I had to text Ian and tell him because it was just too funny.
Instantly. And I'm oh my God, the face palm. I still got a handprint. But no disrespect, an excellent outing. I watched the second, third, and fourth quarters of that game. People have been saying things, all these free throws. No. The Washington Wizards were mostly fouling him. I think most of those fouls were legitimate. I think that he's going to get some undue hate for that. 83 points in an NBA game is 83 points in an NBA game.
Second most all time.
Second most all time. And, Wilt Chamberlain put up that 100. It's beyond a video game number. You put it on easy and set 12-minute quarters.
That's rookie mode.
It's rookie mode for real. Wilt Chamberlain, the individual statistical record book, I call it the autobiography of Wilt Chamberlain, because every single one of those individual records, it's all Wilt. All of them.
Wilt the Stilt.
Fun fact about Wilt, actually, after he retired from the NBA, he went and played professional volleyball and won 2 MVPs.
He just did it all.
He did it all. The guy was an absolute freak of nature.
That is cool, man.
Speaking of Wilt, though, whenever Jerry West won his finals, or won the only finals that he ended up winning, was with Wilt after Wilt became a Laker. And he also, you mentioned stepping your game up in the playoffs. Jerry West, for his career, averaged 27, 6, and 7. Just for perspective, LeBron James, arguably the greatest player of all time, at 6'9", Jerry West is 6'3". LeBron James at 6'9" averages 27, 7, and 7. Jerry West was putting up LeBron numbers in the 60s, and his playoff numbers, they went up. He averaged 31, 5, and 6 adjusted. So 30 and 5 and 5, depending on whether you round up or down. 31, 5, and 6 in the finals specifically. His game always stepped up in the playoffs, hit major shot after big shot after major shot. I also want to correct something. I said earlier in all of the playoff losses, he lost by 10. It's all of his Game 7 finals losses. He lost by 10
final
total.
game where
the
he could have
final
taken it
game,
home.
he lost Game 7s total. Like every Game 7 that he ever lost total.
And that's what
by
hurts
10
Miller.
points.
Dude was on the career for his whole time, but only one appearance, you know? I will say you make some great arguments, but let me tell you why I still think Reggie Miller is the old school champion. Jerry West helped build the NBA legacy, but Reggie Miller created moments that still define it. When the crowd was the loudest and the pressure was the highest, Reggie Miller didn't just shoot threes, he broke hearts in the biggest moments with the loudest crowds. He wanted the ball. That's why Reggie Miller is old school cool.
And on the flip side of that, I do want to say Jerry West got his heart broken more than any other player in NBA history as far as NBA Finals appearances, plays, games, series, everything. I do want to make one thing very clear. Jerry West's greatness transcended his playing career. Get this, Clint. He helped build from the front office, not one, not two, 3 separate dynasties. He helped build from the front office the Showtime Lakers, helped get Kareem to the Lakers. He then drafted Magic Johnson and built the Showtime Lakers, Pat Riley, the whole gang. He then built the Shaq and Kobe Lakers, got Shaq to leave Orlando, absolute dominance. He won 5 championships from the front office with the Showtime
R.I.P.
Lakers.
to Black Mamba, one of the greatest players of all time.
Top 10, and if he's not in your top 10, I don't want to talk ball.
To you.
I'm not talking ball with you. Respectfully, get out of here. He's top 10 easily.
Hands down.
But drafting Kobe Bryant, after getting Shaquille O'Neal to leave Orlando, getting him the contract that he wanted, they didn't go back-to-back. They three-peated. They did something that only Russell's Celtics and Jordan's Bulls had done up to that point.
Dynasty.
Jerry West built that team. And then the third dynasty that he built, this tiny little team called the Golden State Warriors. He was a consultant in the front office for Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green. He helped build not one, not two, but 3 separate NBA dynasties from the front office. He won 1 title as a player, went 1 for 8 in the finals. From the front office, he won 12 championships. He won 5 with the Showtime Lakers, 3 back-to-back with the Lakers, and then the Warriors went on to win 4. Jerry West is easily the greatest general manager of all time. He was one of the greatest NBA players of all time. Jerry West is the logo. He is Mr. Clutch. Rest in peace to one of the greatest NBA personalities we have ever seen in this game. Jerry West embodies old school cool.
I mean, Ian, you brought the heat. It's up for the fans to decide, not us, though. You let us know who you think is old school cool. I still got to rock with my boy Miller, but Jerry West 100% deserves after who you're going to rock with.
Hey, drop it in the comments. Let us know what you think. The more debate that we can get going, the better, because it's all love, it's all respect. And Reggie Miller got that dog in him. I mean, you could see it in his face. Larry Bird loved him. Mr. Indiana loved Reggie Miller. Like, that tells you all you need to know about, like, his drive, his motivation, his tenacity, everything. Reggie Miller, great all-time player.
Yo, Ian, I got to talk about Max to the Flock. Wait, it got canceled. What could have been?
Hey.
Now it's Hendrickson to the Ravens now, and I don't know if you know about Hendrickson. He started out at Florida Atlantic and turned himself into one of the most feared edge hunters. Every snap, he's coming off the edge like his hair's on fire, chasing quarterbacks like they owe him money. Here's his career stats: 110 games total played, 236 tackles, 162 solo tackles, 77 sacks. I mean, dude sacks like crazy. 15 forced fumbles, 16 pass deflections, and 155 quarterback hits. His best season was 2024. He had 46 tackles, 17 and a half sacks. He led the NFL in 2 forced fumbles. His first year ever playing, he did 14 sacks as a rookie. What do you think about the Hendrickson to Baltimore?
I have to say, first off, I kind of feel for Maxx Crosby. I really do.
What could have been,
What
man.
could have been for him, I think the Ravens would have been a great place for him to really showcase what he can do. Because I think what's underrated is the Raiders, and I know a fair few Raiders fans, no disrespect to you guys, the franchise just ain't what it used to be. I think the fact that Maxx Crosby has created such a name for himself, put up the numbers that he has, accomplished everything that he has and will continue to do, I have no doubt about that. But to do it from an organization like the Las Vegas Raiders, I think speaks volumes to what he's capable of. And I think the Ravens would have been an organization where he really could have thrived. I think he's the biggest loser out of this entire transaction because he had the escape route. We've seen it in the media. We've seen the press clippings.
He was done with the Raiders.
He doesn't want to go through another rebuild, and I don't blame him. I mean, it's got to be frustrating for him to think, I'm getting out of there. I'm going to play in Baltimore. Play with Lamar.
Kyle Hamilton.
Derrick
Roquan
Henry.
Smith. King Henry.
I mean, he was
Zay
going to
Flowers.
be...
Mandrews. He had some weapons. He was going to be around.
And he was going to be the answer on the third level because they had Kyle Hamilton in the secondary. They had Roquan Smith. They had him in the linebackers. And then Maxx Crosby, I think, was going to be that final piece. And, I mean, the reports are showing that he failed his physical. I got to be honest.
Don't forget about my boy Marlon Humphreys, dude. He punches the ball like no one else.
He
does. A lot of
lest
fumbles.
we forget. Yo, Marlon
Ravens
Humphreys
just draft extremely well. I will say
do.
about the organization. They are a very, very well-run organization. And it's kind of wild to think that he's going to be in the same division as his former quarterback. Imagine him getting a sack on Joey Shiesty. So I wanted to talk to you about the Raiders for a second.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with Lindenbaum? They just paid the dude three-year, $81 million. Is he going to have to go back to the Ravens now? Can they afford him?
No.
With the Crosby situation?
They had $129 or $139 million in cap space. They're not giving anybody back.
Thank you for explaining that. Because I know Creed Humphrey was the highest paid offensive lineman at one point, and rightfully so. It's just so cool to see offensive line get the credit they deserve because they do not get talked about enough, and Lindenbaum is a freaking nature.
And for Lindenbaum to, I believe Creed Humphrey makes $16 million a year, something like that. For Lindenbaum to come in and almost double that at $29 million a year, adding 13, I mean, he's officially reset the center market. But more importantly, I think that this shows the Raiders as an organization are going to be fully committed to not only drafting Fernando Mendoza, but protecting him.
And I love you brought that point up, man. Make a point about Mendoza. Did you guys watch that national champion game? His coach had to make a huge call. I believe it was a 4th and 8 or 4th and 3. What did he do? A quarterback run. You know how much courage it takes to call that? And Mendoza, I think he broke a tackle and ran a dude over and ran the end zone. First of all, let's go on Shiganetti. National championship, all he does is win. Google him. He's so likable, dude. It's crazy just to watch Indiana win it all, man. It's like usually it's Alabama or someone we're used to seeing every year. It's so fun to see someone else win the Natty this year.
Hey, and shout out to Miami. That was a great team this year. Big shout out to the Miami Hurricane. The U is back,
They
baby.
had a receiver who was a freshman who was I think it was Malachi Tony or something. He was ridiculous. Their running back's really good. I mean, they're going to be good for a while.
They're going to be back. And, what's their coach's name?
Cristobal. Mario Cristobal.
Mario Cristobal. Thank you.
Heck of a coach.
Of a coach. I think that the U is a great place for him to really showcase his coaching ability. And so far, so good. I must say, making it to the Natty, losing to that Indiana team. Literally everybody lost to that team. So 15-0 Natty. For the record, the SEC, y'all need to get your stuff together. The Big Ten is running the
Big
show.
Ten is coming, man.
The Big Ten is no, they're not coming. They're here.
They've arrived.
Michigan, Ohio State, Indiana. I mean, we are running the game in college football right now.
I dig it. Let's get back to the Raiders for a second because I just can't get over this. They have Brock Bowers, who was an absolute freak at Georgia.
It still is.
I think Genty didn't get the credit he deserved this year. There was just no one to help him.
There was no offensive line.
I love his stance, bro. It's Michael Myers. He's just so hard. And you know where he played his college ball?
Boise State.
Good job, man. Good job. But I think the Raiders got a really good shot. Here's what's going to be interesting. They have draft picks. They have a coach now in Clint. I'm a little biased to the name because I love the name Clint. But if you think about his dad, all Gary Kubiak did was win 3 Super Bowls total. He won 1 as a head coach and 2 as an assistant coach. He won as a coach with the Denver Broncos as an offensive coordinator when John Elway's the quarterback. And then he won
Shout out
another
to Shannon
one.
Sharp.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Shannon
Then he was
Sharp.
an OC for the Broncos when they beat your Falcons in '99, and then in Super Bowl 50, 2016 year, he was on the Broncos as a head coach with Peyton Manning as the quarterback.
Oh man, no, I'm excited. I'm excited for Kubiak. I'm excited to see what the Raiders put together this year, because I really think that this is them turning over a new leaf. They also picked up Quay Walker, but I mean they've made some serious free agency splashes. I will say the second biggest loser in the Maxx Crosby trade fallout is the Raiders front office, because they were going to have 2 extra first-round picks for the next 2 years.
And first round is
now,
huge.
like you said, the Ravens are a great drafting organization. So now not only did they sign Hendrickson in free agency, but they also get to keep this year's first rounder at number 14. I mean, the last time they drafted at 14, they drafted Kyle Hamilton.
And look how that worked out for him.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all he's done is be the best safety in football. That's all he's done, no biggie. So, no, I'm excited to see where the Ravens go. Hendrickson was a huge pickup. I mean, I feel for Maxx Crosby, but shout out to your Cowboys, man. I'm
Much
really,
love, man.
really hoping that they pick up Maxx Crosby. I really want to see him on a big brand.
Amazing.
He's already on a big
amazing.
brand, but again, no disrespect, Raiders fans, not the best organization, and no offense to Cowboys fans, neither are y'all, but you have a much better chance of winning than the Raiders
I
do.
respect the honesty, man. We definitely could improve.
I'm a Falcons fan. I'm 28-3 all day, buddy.
I appreciate the honesty. We need to improve defensively, but we're getting there. I love the Christian Parker hire. I think he was a defensive back coach for the Eagles, which is pretty wild to poach him from the same division. But let's get into a big one, bro. Let's get into Mike Evans to the Niners. I hate it, but I respect it. The Niners are going to be so loaded with Kittle, Mike Evans, McCaffrey, and Brock Purdy's an underrated quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see how this all works out with Kyle Shanahan.
This is the asterisk of all asterisks. As long as everyone stays healthy, I think the 49ers will have the best offense we've ever seen. Because you've got Christian McCaffrey coming out of the backfield. You have Ricky Pearsall. You have Mike Evans. You have George Kittle. And Brock Purdy, people give him a lot of flack for not, whenever he doesn't have, all the big names and all the superstars around him. But I would argue that's how you create success in the NFL, is having a team with a bunch of stars, a bunch of superstars, great players, great coaching. And I have my own misgivings, again, 28-3. I have my own misgivings about Kyle Shanahan. Buddy, you can go off script situationally. That is allowed. I don't know if you know this. Anyway, sorry. I think Kyle Shanahan is one of the greatest offensive minds that we've ever seen. And shout out to his dad, Mike Shanahan, for the Elway Broncos. Again, shout out to Shannon Sharp. I mean,
I believe his dad won a couple of rings with the Broncos. Ed McCaffrey. I mean, they were good. Terrell Davis, John Elway. They were a really good team.
Terrell Davis. Shout out to another Mr. 2000. Terrell Davis.
Underrated running back. He doesn't get talked about enough.
Him and Eric Dickerson, I would say, are two of the most underrated running backs. But
I will say,
as far as the 49ers are concerned, I think that they have an absolutely star-studded offense this year. The jury's going to be kind of out on their defense. They did lose Robert Saleh to the Titans. I think Robert Saleh is a great defensive mind. And I also think Robert Saleh got some flack for his New York Jets experience. So I would give this pushback. Ever since Rex Ryan, name the head coach that's done well with the New York Jets. Exactly. So
it's a tough job.
It's a very tough job. So Robert Saleh got a bad rap, and I was so happy whenever he went to the Niners. That defense carried the Niners as far as they went. I know they lost in spectacular fashion in the playoffs, but it's like at a certain point, I mean, their coaching was only going to carry them so far, and it carried them as far as it could. And I think that as long as they can get a good defensive-minded coaching, get a good defensive scheme in place, I think the Niners are gonna go far this year.
I mean, that's a solid point. I mean, it's the Niners. All they do is get to the playoffs. All they do is get to Super Bowls. They haven't quite won one, but just to get there, 2 times in 5 years, that's pretty impressive.
And lead in the fourth quarter of both.
Yeah, you just had to go against Patty Mahomes. And then when Tyreek Hill was there, he had that huge catch in that Super Bowl against the Niners. And then I think they had a play called, I love this, Tom and Jerry. And you had, I repeat to you, Kadarius Toney and Sky Moore catching touchdowns in the Super Bowl. I mean, Mahomes does the most with the least at receiver. He basically is a Brady. He makes receivers that are not good look looked very
agree.
good.
Totally agree.
Let's get to something else, man. I really was thinking about this one a lot.
Yeah.
What do you think about Isaiah Likely with his old coach over to the Giants?
This is actually a sleeper pick for me. I think the Giants are winning the NFC East this year.
I hate to hear it, but it makes sense. Jackson Dart, if Scottaboo can come back, Neighbors is an absolute animal. I mean, LSU's had so many good receivers. I mean, I can name them. I can go on and on. Receiver U, them are Ohio State, right?
Hey, there's something in the water in Louisiana. LSU gets nothing but Louisiana recruits, and they all turn out incredible.
Jefferson, Jamar Chase. We're not going to just name names, but there's a large list.
No, I can't say enough good things about John Harbaugh. I think he's a Super Bowl winning coach, of course. I think he's done everything that he possibly can with the Ravens. So, moving on, getting a change of scenery, I think is going to be great for him. People, I don't want to generalize too much here, but a lot of people forget he's a special teams specialist. I think that the New York Giants are going to have an incredible defense next year. Their defensive line is unbelievable. I think that with the special teams help from John Harbaugh, the new direction, the new voice in the locker room, with the status and the Super Bowl, the everything, just having that level of pull and that level of command, I think that that's really going to help the Giants push forward. And you got Scottaboo coming back. You got Malik Neighbors coming back on offense. I mean, and then adding Isaiah Likely. I'm happy for Isaiah Likely. He was not getting the touches that he deserved in Baltimore.
And I would chime in with that real quick. He is a super underrated tight end. I think it was against the Chiefs week 1 a couple years ago. He almost had a toe tap touchdown. When you get the ball, he consistently produces. He very much is an underrated tight end.
He very much is, and I think that he's going to provide a great safety valve for Jackson Dart. So if pass rushes are going to be getting to him, instead of having to take off and run all the time, I think he's going to have Isaiah Likely in the flat. I think he's going to have him on those quick little curl routes. I think that he's also a vertical threat. I think that Isaiah Likely is going to be able to outrun linebackers like crazy. So he's going to be a matchup nightmare. I'm really excited to watch the Giants next year. And just to make this an overarching asterisk, health for everybody. If I could turn injuries off in the league, I absolutely would, Madden style, just turn the injury switch to off. But as long as they're healthy, I don't see the Eagles doing it. I don't see the Commanders doing it. And unless the Cowboys pull off a Maxx Crosby trade, I don't see them doing it either. I think the Giants
that division's wide open. And the Eagles are kind of declining a little bit because it's just like A.J. Brown wants out. It's a very toxic, unhealthy relationship right now, and really between Sirianni and Brown.
And this year we saw it with the Patriots having the schedule that they did. They made it all the way to the Super Bowl. Now I don't think the Giants are going to do that, but they are going to have one of the easier schedules.
And I want to give a shout out. I know it wasn't a super close game in the Super Bowl, but the Patriots, I don't know if you know this, they had 2 rookie offensive linemen, a second-year quarterback.
Poor Will Campbell.
And, dude, a first-year coach. I mean, Vrabel, he's a great coach, man. He really is.
He really is.
Great year by the Patriots. I was happy to see the Seahawks win it, though. It was cool to see Kenny Walker and Sam Darnold get the credit he deserves after Minnesota just kind of got rid of him after 14-3. Like, what?
Oh, man.
It was wild, man.
Oh, it was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking. But, I mean, with the easier schedule, with all the new additions, the new coaching, I think all things are turning up Giants right now. We'll see what they do in the draft. I'm so excited for the draft this year, bro. I'm so excited. But I do want to get to an underrated, kind of flown under the radar here. I know you're excited to talk about this one. What do you think about Kendrick Bourne going to the Arizona Cardinals?
Okay, that's a name I feel like a lot of people aren't super familiar with. I picked him up in fantasy football as a handcuff when there was no one out there.
Hey.
All he did was get me 150 yards and a couple tutties. Dude, I don't know if it's just Shanahan inspires the bestest players. Because like you said, he's a great offensive mind. But he is a very underrated player. I think he's 6'4", 6'5", so he's kind of a Mike Evans type, size. He consistently is smooth with his release. I mean, I don't want to butcher it, but he had pretty solid numbers being receiver 3 or receiver 4 for that team. So I think that's a very underrated signing. He's going to go to the Cardinals. He's going to get with Mr. Jacoby Brissett, who, by the way, Michael Wilson won me my fantasy football title. Video game numbers, man.
Not the title part, but Michael Wilson.
Also, shout out to Trey McBride. I mean, the Cardinals, they need help at quarterback, but the Cardinals have some weapons offensively. And I think a very, very underrated receiver going into next year would be Kendrick Bourne.
I think that as long as they can get that quarterback slot corrected, And this is no disrespect to Jacoby Brisket. I know it's Brissett, but
I like saying Brisket too.
No, Jacoby Brisket, because all he does is make a mess out of the defenses. No napkins. There's no cleanup here. All he does is make messes out of defenses.
And he'll be the starter next year. I think that's so cool because I don't know if you know, he has been a journeyman most of his career, kind of like a Josh McCown type or
Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, there you go. And he's made a lot of money, and he's been solid when he plays. I mean, he really was electric for that Cardinals offense. Yes. I mean, R.I.P. to Rondell Moore. I had him a couple years, and that was a sad situation.
In peace, man.
But Cardinals have had a lot of receivers that thrived and flourished under quarterbacks you wouldn't expect, you know? It'll be curious to see what happens with Tyler.
Larry Fitzgerald went through the quarterback carousel a few times.
Yes,
and he came out on top every single time. I don't think Kendrick Bourne is going to turn into Larry Fitzgerald, but I think that with Michael Wilson, like you said, I mean, they restructured, what's their running back's name? James Conner.
Who is, okay, hot takey, and what you got? Most unappreciated running back in the league.
I would say yes, with the caveat of he is kind of injury prone. And I think that's why they restructured his deal.
That's a valid point. I just feel like I've had him a couple years in fantasy. I've watched him. It feels like he's always putting up 1,000-yard seasons.
He is.
Now, he's not putting up crazy touchdown numbers, but he's definitely putting up solid numbers.
When he's healthy, the consistency is there. And again, as long as...
I think James Conner's out of Pittsburgh too.
Hey, man, if he's coming out of Pittsburgh, my only question would be, Pittsburgh, where you at in the playoffs, man? You putting out... brought us Aaron Donald. Like, what are you doing over there?
All right, Ian, this is one I'm super excited to talk to you about.
Yes.
Man, I'm a huge Malik Neighbors fan, even though he's on the Giants. What do you think about the Titans getting aggressive and getting Wan'Dale, who, in my opinion, is super underrated last year for the Giants?
Very underrated. Oh, my gosh. He had a breakout year last year. And I want to make sure that this is clear. We saw what Cam Ward can do with little to no help.
Can I give you a stat about Cam Ward?
Yes.
He started out at Incarnate State, and guess who his coach was?
Who?
His last name's Morris. Dude, it's incredible. He went from Incarnate State to, I think it was Miami. He might have had to stop in between there, but dude was like a 0-star recruit out of high school, and now he was the number 1 overall pick for the Titans. I just got to give a little respect to Cam Ward.
I think Cam Ward shows a lot of potential. I think if you get a good defense, on the other side of the ball, and you give him somebody like Wan'Dale Robinson, and you got Robert Saleh. I say the defensive part because I think Robert Saleh is going to totally overhaul that defensive scheme. I think the Titans are going to be a real sleeper team next year. With the Jaguars moving on from Travis Etienne, they've been shopping Brian
went to
Robinson.
Saints, right?
Yes,
that was a sneaky good pickup, man.
Yeah, I got to say, this is where my Falcons bias comes in, man. I do not like the Saints.
And I respect it. I just think Shaw played pretty dang well to only really have Chris Olave and that tight end out there.
Chris Olave
Thomas,
gave me
I believe.
fits at Ohio State.
I get it. He was a problem.
He is a problem. He still is, though. He's one of those guys like college and pro. Chris Olave, great player. I mean, the Saints, I think, are going to be taking their salary cap medicine for a few years. But all in all, great pickup. I think Alvin Kamara is getting a little too old, so it's going to be nice for him to have somebody to pick up the bell cow kind of role. And then Alvin Kamara become more of like a gadget guy, you know, on the option plays, and, you know, giving Tyler Shuff a better chance at success. But again, I mean, he played really well. He came out of nowhere. I mean, definitely nobody in the national media was talking about him. But no, back to Wan'Dale Robinson. I think that he's going to be an excellent new wide receiver, fresh face in the building. Again, breakout season last year for the Giants. I think he really showed what he can do on quote-unquote short notice. So I think with an entire offseason, OTAs, practices, you know, getting those reps with Cam Ward, I'm super excited. I think that he fills the biggest need that the Titans had. I do have to ask you, I know you can't wait to get to this.
What you got, bro? What you got?
Malik Willis signed to the Miami Dolphins the day after they released Tua.
This was so interesting to me. I love it because I do like him. I thought it was pretty crazy. He came out of Liberty, which there's not a lot of players drafted out of Liberty. He was a very, very good runner in college, and it's translated pretty well in the NFL. I think dude's like getting like 35, 40 yards a game, which isn't elite or great, but it's solid when you need a big run or something. I think I don't want to butcher the stats, but I want to say he went 4-1 or 5-2 as a starter, as a backup for the Packers. And you can make an argument, yes, it is LaFleur, and he's got a great offensive mind, but you still got to go out there and make the plays, whether they're called or not. I thought that was a sneaky good signing. I'd love to see Ollie Gordon get going, a big Oklahoma State guy.
Yes, sir.
He hasn't had a shot, but A-Kane is just a freaking nature. Man, I like the Malik Willis signing. I just think the Dolphins need a lot of help. It's going to be really interesting to see with that. He's going to be the starter. That's a lot of pressure on him, Now, it's not a super stacked division. I mean, the Bills are solid and the Patriots are solid, but, it'll be interesting. I can't tell you it was a great hire, but I'm interested to see how it works out. I could realistically see him having like a 20 touchdown, maybe 4 rushing, and maybe like 11 interceptions. He's not going to be elite, but he's going to be a solid quarterback. I just don't know if I loved it. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the future.
I think Malik Willis had great success in his limited role with the Packers, so I think that we're going to see a continuation of that at the Dolphins.
All right, man, let's get into this one. DJ Moore to the Bills. I loved him in Chicago. He was also another guy. We say this a lot, but there's a lot of receivers out there that just don't get to talk about. Or Justin Jefferson, the Jamar Chases, and there's just a lot of guys that don't get the credit. I like this one. What do you think about DJ Moore to the Bills?
I cannot tell you how happy I am that the Buffalo Bills are finally giving Josh Allen a good weapon. No disrespect to Stephon Diggs. That was a relationship that was doomed from the start. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, I know they did great things together, but
he's a diva at the end of the day, and he got cut by the Patriots. He's a good player, but he thinks he's above the team. That's not going to fly.
I'm so happy. The Bills are finally giving Josh Allen the opportunity to have a dependable wide receiver one.
Because I thought Keon Coleman was going to be it. He was fun to watch at Florida State. He was big. He was a matchup nightmare. But he just isn't motivated to be there. And I think if he actually got motivated, he could be a problem. But I think they're kind of giving up on him. And this is going to be a solid receiver one for Josh Allen. You add in Josh Allen's rushing ability with some short slants. He can also beat you deep. It's a great, great pick for the Bills.
Hey, Keon Coleman kind of disappointed all of us. I think everybody that I know was definitely high on him, but didn't pan out for whatever reason. I'm not going to pretend to know what went on behind the scenes. Josh Allen won't have to shoulder all the responsibilities this year.
Let me give you a fact about Josh Allen.
Yes.
Where did he play college ball?
Wyoming.
Did you know that was his only offer and he got it because he wrote to him?
Yes.
That's wild, isn't it?
Oh,
to think
man.
About
he was
cool
another
that?
0-star
It's
coming
so
out of
fun to watch
high
these guys
school.
that no one believed in make it to the biggest level.
And shout out to Bills Mafia here. I know y'all weren't happy when you drafted Josh Allen. I'm old enough to remember when Josh Allen was drafted. I know Bills Mafia was not pleased
And
with
now
that
everyone
pick.
loves him. He's a fan favorite.
Oh, how
Rightfully
the
so.
turntables. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I knew he was going to be great. I had no idea. But I didn't hate the pick at the time. I knew that the Bills needed a new direction at quarterback. And Josh Allen has exceeded expectations in the greatest way. If Patrick Mahomes didn't exist, I think Josh Allen has that Super Bowl. I think
Mahomes
the
is a
13-second
kryptonite
game,
to a lot of really great quarterbacks out there. I will give you that all day.
the 13-second game, it's a testament to Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid, everybody's greatness.
Just insane.
Josh Allen had the lead when he left the field and never got the ball back. So I can't sit here and be like it's his fault. But I think against any other team, any other quarterback, any other organization, that 13-second game just doesn't happen. And I think Josh Allen has a legitimate shot.
Well, that's a valid point, man. I mean, all he does is win in the playoffs, but he doesn't have that Super Bowl ring. So, unfortunately, to be one of the greats, that's why Dan Marino doesn't get talked about enough. You got to win that game. Now, Allen's still young and he has time, but it really will eventually be, can he get to the big game and can he win it?
I think DJ Moore, the biggest part about this trade, I think DJ Moore reopens that Super Bowl window for the Buffalo Bills.
All right, Ian, let's get to another team that we just talked about.
Yes.
Let's get to Super Bowl MVP Kenny Walker to the Chiefs. I love this one, and let me tell you why. Whenever Charbonnet, who had a great season and had a bunch of touchdowns, I call him a touchdown vulture because guys in my fantasy football league hate him because they had Walker or Charbonnet, and one of them was getting all the touchdowns and one was getting more yards. Well, touchdowns get you more points in fantasy.
Yeah.
So it was a love-hate relationship with him. But whenever Charbonnet went down, all Clint Kubiak did was turn to him, and all he did was produce. He had a very solid rushing number. I think he averaged 120 a game throughout the playoffs. I think he had 400 total in 4 games. He was Super Bowl MVP. I mean, he's so fun to watch. He was really good at Michigan State. I love this. You put him with Travis Kelce, who's coming back. You put him with Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, and they're going to eat, and a very, very underrated runner in Patrick Mahomes. I love Walker to the Chiefs. This makes them an instant Super Bowl favorite, in my opinion. What you got?
I got 2 words. I'm putting the NFL on notice with this one. League screwed.
And Ian, shout out to Pacheco, man. All he did was put up numbers, too, and I don't think he got the credit he deserved. I think he won 2 Super Bowls with Mahomes, which is pretty crazy to say. He came out of Rutgers, too, by the way.
Yes,
I love
sir.
all these, like, weird colleges being in the NFL. I love it, man.
Wasn't he a 7th-round pick, too?
He was a very late pick. Now he's with the Lions, and they kind of got their knuckles back. Montgomery goes to Texans, and Gibbs now gets him. I thought that was just too funny.
Jahmyr Gibbs is going to commit atrocities next year. I know
he's so fun to watch.
He's so good.
And also,
so
and
much
let me know if
fun.
you guys disagree. Please comment. I think the Lions are one of the most likable organizations of all time. Like
Dan the Man
Calvin
Campbell.
Johnson, Matt Stafford, Dan the Man Campbell. I'm going to go for it on 4th and 3, 4th and 4. I don't care what it is. I'm playing like it's a video game. He's so likable. I love the Lions, man. I just had to say that.
Dan Campbell really meant it whenever he said we're going to be out there biting kneecaps.
Dude was a tight end for the Cowboys, so I have mad respect for that.
Hey, and I mean, I think that's a big part of Dan Campbell's legacy and like the aura that he has and the respect that he commands from the other players. He played at a high level. He did the thing that he's asking them to do. You know what I mean? He turned around the Lions organization. Big shout out to Isaiah Pacheco. Big shout out to Dan Campbell. Jahmyr Gibbs, buddy, go get him next year, man. Go show him why you are Sonic.
I got to talk to you about this one because obviously Parsons went to the Packers. I was devastated at first. We're going to see how it works out.
Yes.
That was a hard one to lose. He's an absolute animal. I loved watching him at Penn State. He was so fun to watch. But what do you think about Zaire Franklin to the Packers?
Oh, man, as soon as Micah Parsons gets back, and as long as he's like 90% of the player that he was, I think this is a huge pickup for the Green Bay Packers. They're finally going to get some secondary reinforcement. I think Franklin did an excellent job at the Colts. The Micah Parsons injury, I think it's going to put a damper on his initial rollout in the Packers defensive system. I think once they get rolling, once everybody gets healthy, I think that this is a huge pickup for the Green Bay Packers. And I think the Pack is back. I think the NFC North is going to be a brutal division next year. The Vikings are going to be scary again. I think, especially if they pick up Kyler Murray. Again, no disrespect to J.J. McCarthy. But I think if the Vikings end up picking up Kyler Murray, they're back in action. Caleb Williams and the Bears are coming back.
Romo Dunze, Colston Loveland, Kyle Monognar, how do you say his name? Cole Kmet.
I mean,
the Bears have weapons, and Ben Johnson is an absolute brilliant OC. That was a great hire.
Genius
great
OC.
hire.
And he has a hatred for the Packers that I think is very important.
It's a fun rivalry to watch.
It's
it always has
super
been.
fun rivalry. But then you got the Packers still. Again, once Micah Parsons gets back, I think that's whenever we're really going to see what the Packers are capable of. But then we got the Detroit Lions, who are nasty. I mean, they're not a quitting team. Like, if they're behind, they're still going to fight you. And, I mean, if they're not fighting on the football field, they're the type of team that's going to fight you in the parking lot. Like, I have no doubt that the NFC North is going to be the most brutal division in football next year.
That's a bold prediction. I can see it, man. They were all really, really solid this year. You know, it's going to be fun to watch. It's going to be interesting to see who ends up at Minnesota as quarterback. I really could see Murray going there.
And especially on, like, a Tua kind of deal to the Falcons, you know.
Hey, Tua went
to
to your Falcons, man. We can get into just a little debate about that. I don't love it, but it's funny because the Dolphins are basically paying all his contracts, so you get him for free. What's your comment?
I think he's going to be an excellent placeholder. I think with Kyle Stefanski, I think he's going to be a great bridge quarterback. We are getting him basically for free. I know $1 million plus is not free in real people money, but
in NFL it is.
In an NFL salary cap era of
That's
$304 million, you're getting him for 1/3% of the salary cap.
And I wanted to make this comment because I don't like to dog on players. Like, they're all elite. Like, they're all the 1% that made the league.
Yes.
He was really fun to watch in college. I thought it would blossom to the NFL. I believe he was the one that came in and took over for Jalen Hurts in the Natty that threw the game-winning touchdown to Devontae Smith. So he clearly had a lot of talent in college, but a lot of times it just doesn't translate to the pro level.
This is a good opportunity for Tua to showcase what he can do under Kevin Stefanski's system. 2-time Coach of the Year, big
with the Browns,
huge whiff by the Browns letting him go. But I mean, the Browns' loss is the Falcons' gain. I think Stefanski is the second best hire.
I have mad respect for Stefanski. Liz, your number one, Harbaugh.
Yes.
Yeah, we're on the same
Yes.
page. I thought those were the two best hires for sure.
100%.
For sure.
I think that he's really going to turn around the Falcons. I have high hopes for the Falcons next year.
I think you guys could win the division, man. It's very wide open. We will see, though.
The NFC South is the punchline of the NFL. Like, we really are just the saddest sack division, and I love it.
Your OC literally flipped the same division. Zach Robinson went from our PTU, the Falcons, to the Bucks. I thought that was wild. He had to get a pay raise or something, but I've just never seen an OC go the same division. That was just too funny, man.
It's such a kick right in the scrot, man. But, he's not going to get Mike Evans, so... Anyway, but, I mean, as far as Tua goes, I think he's going to be a great bridge player for us. I think that he's going to get the opportunity to show what he can do. I think Stefanski is going to have a seasoned veteran quarterback leading up to the Penix return. And I think this is going to be the year that we decide whether or not we're going to rock with Michael Penix or not. But in the meantime, Tua, of all the available options, I think he's going to give us the best opportunity to have a good record going into whenever Penix returns.
I just wanted to come out Penix real quick because we're talking about college players. Shout out to him. He was at Washington, I believe, with Kalen DeBoer, who's at Alabama now, and played for Natty, and I believe Romo Dunze was on that team. So it's pretty cool to see these guys play for Natties and then go to the league because it's very hard to get to a Natty.
And who did Penix and Adunze play in the Natty and lose to? The Michigan Wolverines.
I had to think for a second.
Hey,
your team, bro.
Hey,
your
2023, 15-0. Man,
team,
what a
bro.
season.
That's awesome.
But shout out to Michael Penix. I mean, I loved watching him in that Natty game. I mean, he had no quit in him. But, I mean, the injuries give me pause for sure. But it's the National Football League. I mean, every time you get tackled, it's like getting hit by a Mack truck. But, okay, moving on. I'm so excited to ask you about this one. We're going to kind of sandwich these last two together because they went to the same team. First up, we got Jalen Watson, corner, going to the Los Angeles Rams. What you got?
Okay, this is probably one of the most non-sports facts out there, but I just had to share it with you. It's just too cool. In 2019, he lost his scholarship at USC, academically ineligible. He went back home to Augusta, Georgia, and worked at a Wendy's with his mom, who was a manager there. During that time, he was also fixing his grades so he could get another chance to play college ball. Eventually, he transferred to Washington State, played well, and got drafted by the Chiefs in the 7th round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Since then, all he's done is be a starting cornerback in the league, a very underrated player with McDuffie, which I know he just went to the Rams. But, dude, shout out to Spags. I mean, I really think he does not get enough credit on those Giants teams that beat Brady. Don't get me wrong, Eli played great, the David Tyree catch, Plaxico Burress, other things had to happen. But first of all, just shout out to Spags. I had to give him some credit, man. He's so well of a defensive coordinator.
And, I mean, he gave rise to L'Jarius Sneed, Trent McDuffie. I mean, he has made so many great defensive players, and his scheme is gnarly, man. Him and Vic Fangio, they have to have some of the gnarliest schemes. Brian Flores, too, shout out to him. I mean, some of these defensive coordinators, Mike McDonald, Jesse Minter, I mean, some of the new defensive guys coming out. I mean, they're becoming the Shanahan and McVays of defense,
Hey, very well said. I think it's crazy that he was on the Chiefs with McDuffie. Now he goes to L.A. with them. I mean, do the Rams need a defense? No. They're loaded offensively with Puka, Devontae Adams, Blake Corum, Kyron Williams. Kyron Williams is not enough credit either. I believe he's out of Notre Dame also.
He is. Blake Corum, like you said.
Stafford's going to get one final run at it, and they are loading up. They are loading up on defense because the Rams are going to be a problem next year.
They are all in on this next season, and with the moves that the 49ers have made, I think the Rams need all the help they can get on defense. I think that's why they ultimately made these moves. They have to be able to stop the 49ers.
And I want to counter on that too. Hey, Niners are great, but Seahawks just won it. That division's loaded also. I think they're trying to shut down Jason and Cooper Kupp because Seattle didn't just win offensively this year. They also won defensively. Now, they did lose some big names. Like, I think Mafe went to the Bengals on a huge contract. But, man, I think a lot of the people are trying to keep up with the Niners and Seahawks right now. That division's loaded.
I think the Seahawks have had their 15 minutes of fame. I don't see them being as stellar next year. It's a copycat league. So once you put a game plan on film, I mean, all these guys are, I mean, they're not only going to copy it, but they're going to find foils to it. And because of that, I think the Seahawks are going to take a step back next year. But I mean, the division is absolutely loaded. I say they're going to take a step back. The Seahawks are going to be back next year.
I respect
There's
it,
no
man.
doubt about it.
I respect it. It's very hard to go back-to-back. One that kind of puzzled me, I thought it was an overpay, but please chime in. Rashid Shaheed, 3-year, $51 million. He had some great plays. I'll give him the kickoff return. I'll give him all that. But that's a lot of money to pay a guy. What do you think about that?
I think it's an underrated, excellent move. I think
the honesty.
Shaheed was the biggest pickup for the Seahawks. I think he turned their season around last year.
He was very underrated with the Saints. I'll give you that.
Yes.
But let's get into this, Ian.
Yes.
I got a question for you, man.
Yeah.
What do you think about Trent McDuffie?
I think that he is the best slot corner in the NFL. And I think that the price that the Rams paid clearly shows that they are going all in for this year. But just like in 2021, whenever they beat the Bengals, if you win, you get credit for it. And, I mean, the banner hangs forever. The Rams aren't here to win the NFC West. They're here to win the Super Bowl. Matt Stafford, that whole crew, they've done it once. They're trying to do it again. And I think this time they're trying to do it without Aaron Donald, with the pass rush. They're trying to hinder the pass game. And I think that's where the Jalen Watson and the Trent McDuffie pickups come in. I think that it really helps shore up the back end of that defense. And I think that it's really going to give those deep threat teams like the Seahawks with JSN, Sam Darnold throwing him deep bombs all the time. I don't think that's going to be as much of an option on those divisional games anymore. So I think the Rams are going to be they're going to be right there next year. I can't wait to get back into the NFL, man.
Well, bro, this was such a fun episode. I really appreciate you doing this with me. We're about to leave the lab, but before we go, I just want to give a shout out to my parents. I had the best childhood. It was all because of them. My dad would always take me to soccer games. That's my love for soccer. My mom would always be working, so my dad would show up. They raised me with such positivity and kindness and just a positive light in a sometimes crazy world. So I just want to give a shout out to my parents. What about you, Ian?
This week, I want to give a shout out to some old coworkers of mine. I really appreciate all the love and support of you guys. Clint, a former coworker of mine, everybody out in that shop. I want to give a shout out to John, Gibby, Johnny, Josue, JW, everybody out there in the shop. I love you guys. I really appreciate all the support. I mean, I cannot say enough how awesome this experience has already been. We're only 2 episodes in. And, man, we're, like Clint said
earlier,
we feel the love, and we're so humbled by the support, the outreach, the love, everything. So, I mean, big shout out to you guys. I can't say enough good things about all the fans.
Have a great night, guys.
Peace!